Hello everyone. Today we are going to see about the Rutherford's atomic model. Now, we already have studied about the atom, atomic mass, but today we are also going to study some another fundamental parts of an atom. That is Rutherford's atomic model. Now, Rutherford was the first scientist who made a model for an atom according to some kind of postulates. He made some kind of arrangements, some kind of experiments, and on the basis of that experiment, he made some postulate. But previously, what was that experiment that we can see? According to Rutherford, he took one foil, that is gold foil. On that gold foil, he make a passing of some kind of rays, that is nothing but a alpha rays. And what is this? This is the source of alpha rays. After passing this alpha rays from a source on a gold foil, what observed by Rutherford? He observed that whenever this alpha rays are passing from the source towards the gold foil, then what happened? Some of the rays which are coming from the source directly striking on a gold foil, but after striking, some of the rays move back into the same direction. Some get scattered in different positions and some get undeviated. Now how it comes? Because the only one kind of rays were passing by Rutherford on that particular gold foil was the alpha rays. But whenever this alpha rays was passing from this gold foil, some of the rays get scattered, some of the rays undeviated, and some of the rays gets moved back into the same direction. Now why this happened? He made some kind of arrangement for that gold foil, do this experiment, and as per that experiment he made some kind of postulates of called as Rutherford's postulates, and according to those postulates he made an atomic model. You know that the Rutherford's atomic model was the first atomic model in the world who would consider well enough at that moment. Now what happened? See, whenever we have anything in our hand, just consider if you have a notebook in your hand and you can carry your single page of a notebook. Just consider this is one of the page of a notebook. You can hold this page towards a light. After holding this page towards a light, we can have some sensation of a light through this page. That means we can see some kind of rays which are coming through this paper. But suppose if we can take a cardboard instead of a paper, then what will happen? We cannot get some sensation that it's coming those light from this paper towards the another side. We can get only a shadow of that cardboard. That means what will happen? And what is the conclusion of that? That means we can say that whenever we are having any kind of thin particles, from that thin particles light can get passed through it. But whenever we are having any particle which is little bit of thick in nature, that time the light cannot pass through it. The same thing happen over here. Whenever this alpha rays were passing through this gold foil, some of the rays get deviated, some of the rays get undeviated, and some of the rays moving back towards the source in a same direction. Why? According to that, Rutherford made some assumption that is called as postulates. So what was that? He said that atom has been divided into two parts. First one is the central part and second one is the part which is around the central one. Now what is it exactly? he made that assumption. The central part is called as nucleus, and the other region which is other than nucleus, it's called as extranuclear region. That means atom. According to the definition of a Dalton, that atom is the smallest and indivisible part of any matter. But it is not so. Rutherford, according to this experiment, that is alpha particle scattering experiment, made some assumption. First assumption was atom has been divided into two parts. Which are they? The central part, that is called as the nucleus, and the other part, that is called as the extranuclear region. By means of that, he also assumed that only these two particles are not the separation of an atom. He made the assumption that this nucleus is again made up of some of the subparticles called as protons and neutrons. And in case of extranuclear region, there is again some of the subparticles called as electron. Now, in which proton is having positive charge, electrons are having negative charge, and neutrons are having no charge. That is why nucleus is having positive charge. The second assumption of Rutherford was the total mass of an atom. The total mass of an atom is concentrated at the center of an atom, that is at the nucleus only. That means the mass of the nucleus is nothing but the mass of that particular atom. He also assumed that the nucleus has a diameter of only 10 raised to minus 15 meter. That means nucleus having a size of 10 raised to minus 15 meter, whereas the entire atom has a size of 10 raised to minus 10 meter. That means such a tiny part is at the center, that is 10 raised to minus 15 meter. So this much of the tiny part is called as the nucleus, which contains many of the other fundamental particles, that is protons, neutrons, pions, mesons, etc. Along with those, some of the electrons are also present at the extranuclear region. He also made the assumptions that these electrons which are present at the extranuclear region are continuously revolving around the nucleus. Why so? Because nucleus is positively charged, whereas the electrons are negatively charged. So because of those opposite charges, they are attracted towards each other, and these electrons are moving continuously around the nucleus. The next assumption of Rutherford was whenever electrons are moving around the nucleus, they are emitting certain kind of energies. They are radiating certain kind of energies whenever they are revolving around the nucleus. These was the postulates of Rutherford. Now we can move towards the drawbacks of this atomic model. Now what is it? According to Rutherford, the electrons are revolving around the nucleus, but while revolving, they are emitting certain kind of energies. Because of this assumption, he made a model of an atom like this. That means this is the nucleus, which is center of an atom, and around this, the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in this fashion. That means suppose if electron is here and it is continuously revolving around this nucleus while emitting energy. So because of emission of energy, this electron may get attack on this nucleus once. But is it happens? No. It is not possible that electron while revolving around the nucleus move towards the nucleus and strike on the nucleus. This was the drawback. Now this is what the Rutherford's atomic model. But beyond the drawback, Rutherford was the first scientist who made some kind of assumptions for atomic model. Thank you.